Hey guys, welcome to Backyard Beer Brothers. My name's Rory Doherty and today I'm going to be drinking this beer right here. So this is from a Victorian brewery called Moondog Craft Brewery, and this is their Tamothy Slam-othy double chocolate biscuit milk stout. So a massive mouthful there to try to read what it is, but I think this may actually be the third version of this. It's just that I'm pretty sure the first one wasn't a double chocolate biscuit milk stout, it was just a chocolate version, and then they also came out with a caramel version as well. So I haven't tried either of those, but keen to give this one a go, especially now that it's getting a little bit colder here. Man, already getting a couple of sort of chocolate notes coming through. Well, it sort of smells, actually, you are getting the sort of classic sort of aromas you'd get from a stout, but so you're looking at sort of rich sort of cacao, but it has like the coffee smell, but it almost has like a rust smell, which at first may sound terrible, but I've actually had a couple of stouts that had a sort of rusty smell. It sounds terrible, but like, I think that's just one of the characteristics. I've had a couple that have a sort of rusty smell to them, but they've actually been pretty good. But as far as the look, fairly carbonated. It's not as dark as some of the stouts that I've had before. I've got a light over here, and this part here to me is looking sort of a lighter brown, especially around the very edge of the glass. But enough of the look and the smell. Let's get into the taste. All right, so one of the first flavors. It's got, again, all the characteristics. It's got like the sort of high cacao, the, you would say, coffee, almost like a slight burntness, but also has sort of notes of vanilla as well. It's got a lasting and lingering bitterness, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, first sips are good. It's just slightly sweet, like not overpowering, not taking away from anything that you'd want in a stout. But as far as the name is concerned, for those who don't know, this is sort of play on words over here in Australia, and they've got them in New Zealand too, but they've got a biscuit which is called a Tim Tam, which is like a two chocolate biscuits with like a chocolate cream filling coated in chocolate. And then you have what's called a Tim Tam Slam, where you would bite the ends off each of the biscuit, then you would put that into a hot drink with your tea, coffee, hot chocolate, whatever, and you would suck the hot liquid through the biscuit, and it sort of melts the biscuit, softens up the hard biscuit part, but also really softens it center cream part, and then you'd eat the whole thing. That's called a Tim Tam Slam, so that's what they're going here with this Tamothy Slam-othy. Probably cranking the name out so they don't get hit with a cease and desist from Tim Tams themselves. But a little bit about the beer. Pardon me, sorry about that. What we're looking at is a 330ml can, 6.5%, so it's coming in at 1.7 standard drinks, and as far as the Untapped score is concerned, as of today it came in at a 3.65. So fairly good. On the back here we've got this milk stout has everything you love about the best chocky bicky going around, but with a stouty double chocolatey twist. Man, it's not, well, I'd say it's not too bad, but it's not that great either. I sort of came in all guns blazing there, but as I'm sort of sitting on it, there's just something lacking in the flavour profile here. Like it like it just fades way too quickly. And that's what I found with some of these sort of flavoured stouts, or actually a lot of flavoured beers, the flavours start to sort of fall off very quickly. If you had a, what is it, chocolate biscuit stout and it tasted like chocolate biscuit all the way down to the end, you know they're doing something right. Whereas this, there was sort of vanilla notes, slight sweetness, just doesn't linger and it's almost completely gone for us. Yeah, interesting. I was actually thinking about Tim Tams. I've had this discussion with a couple of people now. There's a couple of brands of different types of food that are just going too far with trying to, I don't know, I suppose, change the wheel here a little bit. You know, Tim Tams, the classic Tim Tam, they're awesome. And I remember they were sort of like a treat growing up. We basically never had Tim Tams, so if we ever did, it was like, wow. And then I remember they brought out the double chocolate Tim Tams. Again, wow, they're amazing. Then it was the white chocolate Tim Tams, and I was like, wow, these are pretty good, but I sort of just would rather have the normal Tim Tams. And then they had the caramel Tim Tams, and don't get me wrong, they were pretty good. Then they started bringing out all these extra ones. They had a dessert range, tiramisu. They had a black forest one that had cherry in it. Then they had, I know one of the most recent ones is the Murray River Salted Caramel. And it's just, I feel like they just need to stop because it's like bombarding you. There was also a pina colada one that actually was not good. It was not good at all. But the problem is that you try one, where you go to get some and you're sort of like, oh, I just want to stick with the normal Tim Tams. I never really buy them. You see all this choice and you're like, oh, I may as well try something else. And yeah, one of the last packets I bought was these pina colada ones. They were just like horrendous. Like to the point where you didn't even want to have any more out of the packet. So Tim Tam, I feel like they could just stick to what they do best. If you want more people to buy them, bring out a bigger packet. I actually do remember at one point, I don't know if they've still got them, they actually had big Tim Tams. So, I don't know, the normal one's sort of a little bit bigger than the size of my thumb, but then in your like supermarket, where all the chocolate bars were, or like your dairy or your over your milk bar, convenience store, whatever, they actually had big, massive Tim Tams. And they were just like the regular flavour. I think they knew that, you know, if you're going to make a big Tim Tam, just make the one that people want. There you go, Tim Tam Rant. Well, actually, to finish it, the other one that I'm like, dude, man, just stick to what you're good at, is Arnott's Shapes. So they're like a baked cracker. It just, the flavours, like what the, like, you know, they got the standard range. Even some of them, like you got the savoury ones, and I don't know who eats those, but, you know, then they brought out the nacho cheese, and again, that was pretty good, and then they've sort of brought out all these other ones, but as of recently, you got like a sausage sizzle one, meat pie, I think it was a 3 cheese toasted sandwich shapes. Oh, that's like, dude, enough of that. Just stick to the pizza and the barbecue. Every now and then jump into the, what is it, chicken crimpy or the cheese and bacon. They're all good, but just, man, all these extra ones, it's just too much. And there you go. Alright, back to the beer. Let's have a little talk about it. To the questions. Number 1, would I buy this again? No, I would not. No. I wouldn't buy this one again. If I saw the caramel Tamothy Slam-othy, I could be inclined to get it. But just, yeah, at the price that these were, there are just better options, I feel. Yeah, if I saw it on tap, would I get it? Yeah, I probably could. I'm actually keen to go to the Moondog Brewery. They've actually got 2 in Victoria. One of them has like this massive sort of water area. It looks pretty amazing. Would I buy it as a gift? Nah, probably not. And that leads to the final question, is it scullable? The good news with this beer though, is it has the sort of mouthfeel that I'm looking for when I'm drinking a stout. I had one a few days ago, didn't have that, felt like I was missing out. But, is it scullable? Cheers, cheers, cheers. Surely. I say that like little rubbish rant that I did about Tim Tams and Arnott shapes sort of must have reset the palate a little bit because it came back and tasted kind of good there. It doesn't change the fact that I wouldn't buy it again. What would I give this? Probably a 6, 5.5 to 6 out of 10. Just not bad, but not good. And if you've made it this far, thank you very much. Really appreciate it if you hit the like or subscribe. And as always, I hope you have a good one. Cheers.